Big win tonight.
Just how you drew it up, wasn't it, Coach?
Well, I kept waiting on them to come at us, and it never materialized. But I think our team's playing really well, and I think that's can't really hide from that. I think the mentality, obvious, and I mean, I'm glad that I talked this team up for a long time, and we still don't have we have to play well to win games. That's okay, but I've been saying that this team had a chance to do good things all year, and I do not think it's a coincidence that now we're together and now we're playing almost together. Big loss losing Kristen, and I hate it. She's been a huge part of this team for so long, and it's good to have her over here. She wants to pull. She's so competitive. She wants to be out there, and we all want her out there too. And I think that's we had people step up and fill that hole, and that's whatever. That's a big story too. She's had a tough senior year, and she's done a lot of things right at Marshall, and I'm proud of her for how she is handling, just rotten news. There's just no other way to say it. And but anyway, back to what I was saying. We are kind of together now, and that's been consistent. And now you kind of see, maybe what we're capable of, and we're getting some things done. This is a big win. This not a lot of people do it, so now we get a chance to clean the slate and then try to go do it again tomorrow,
Coach, we talked about you having the front end of the series. You're so close, and then you get that second game. How's it feel just to get the first game now, trying to get that sweep?
It feels tremendous. I mean, it really does. And we've got a lot to play for, and I think tonight's win was really big because I think we're in good shape with tiebreakers, I believe, because of some of the quality wins we've had here lately. And I'm not an expert on tiebreakers, but I think that we just played our way out of the 6-7 game, I think. And we're going to go back and study that, but I'm really proud of our kids. I don't think, I know this for a fact, there's not a person in our league that thought looking at what we were looking at, that the group that we were going to get done what we were getting done. There's not one that said they'll get Rice, they'll probably split on the road, and they'll get at least a split at Middle Tennessee. Not a soul, So I think, and I heard you ask Sav about being tired of being considered under. I think I'm fine with us being underdogs, and now we're carrying ourselves. That's probably going to be forever. That's probably going to be forever. That's the way it's going to be. We're also carrying ourselves like we understand what we're fully capable of. And there's a big it's fine to be underdogs. Carry yourself like you understand what you can get done. And that to me is the biggest turnover since the first half of the first Rice game, when we were just deer in headlights, and then we competed pretty hard since that moment. So second half of the first Rice game till now, we outscored Rice in the second half of that first game. And now we're like, Grant said, we're basically an offensive rebound away from winning every one of these games. 0.8 on the clock over at North Texas on that offensive rebound. So I'm proud of them. They got to lace them up. I got to get them ice cream, Paul. I tried to hold off. I owed them ice cream last night. They ate ice cream. What are you going to tell them? They can't have it again. I tried to look for everyone to help me, and everybody basically looked at me and shrugged their shoulders. So I said, I don't even care. Get ice cream. That's fine.
No, there is a fun stat to this whole thing. Normally it's been a Friday-Saturday series in which you've lost Fridays. The 2 first game wins you've got, I think Western Kentucky was Wednesday and this one's Thursday, right?
Wednesday. I think you just
don't play Fridays.
I'm knocking on wood down here for the Friday. Friday. Mr. Coyer told me right before we played, I was looking for him, and I think he knew after Savannah Wheeler missed the free throw in the first half, because I did not know she'd made 21 in a row. But he told me on the chair right over here, Savannah's made 20 free throws in a row. He said, I don't believe in jinxes. And then I knocked on wood. He said, Savannah Wheeler's made 20 free throws in a row. And I'll be darned, the second free throw she took today, clank. So I spent at least 15 seconds trying to figure out where our radio guy was. so I could give him a death stare because he jinxed us. I mean, why would you say that? There's no reason to say that to Savannah. Savannah she doesn't deserve that kind of treatment. So that all happened, by the way. That's a true story. I couldn't find him. He was sitting across the way.
Coach, you mentioned that Rice game. Winners of 3 of your last 4 now. What has changed specifically from that end of that first half of Rice game, in which you guys, ended up losing, and moving on from that? What's been the difference?
Confidence. I mean, they're just carrying themselves like they should have been carrying themselves years ago, honestly. I mean, and that's not, you're not gonna, I think the area we've grown in is, we haven't won all the game. North Texas beat us, but we still carried ourselves in that game like the right way, and so we played well against Rice. We get beat by North Texas right at the end, but we did the things competitively that we needed to do. And so I don't think our confidence dropped the next day. And then we figured out a way to win a close, tight game. And I think that really helped. Then you come out here and you play well from the jump and just don't let up. I think we're carrying ourselves like we believe we can get some things done. And I think as long as we do that, I think we've proven that we can beat anybody. This league is very, very tight. There's not a lot of difference. So we'll have to play well. I'm not crowning us anything other than we better be hungry. And when we are, we're just fine.
Getting more to the point of what Jake just said, how much of that confidence throughout the whole team is Savannah Wheeler? That first game against Rice, she was kind of timid. You kind of called her out in the post game on it. And since then, she's come out and really, really started to put it together as far as leading this team, it seemed like.
Yeah, I think people understand that we got to get her the ball. We got to find a way to get her open. And that I think everybody over here understands that. There's no egos with that kind of stuff. And I think people understand roles as well as anybody. Any team that I've coached from top to bottom, I think they're comfortable in them. I think they also understand at North Texas, when they're sitting in that huddle, I probably don't have to make the shot, but let's get her open, and she's got a little more pressure. So with that comes a little bit more stress on that end. But she's playing good. I think, her and I have talked probably a little bit more in moments, even in the game tonight, about the spot she's got to pick to really go be aggressive. And I think she's still learning that. She's young too. I mean, this is her sophomore year, and I'm excited for the growth. I can't tell you how much better of a defensive player she is between last year to this year. I mean, it's night and day different on the defensive end. And that's not to say Savannah Wheeler's always played really hard. She just understands position better, et cetera. And that's why she's playing better defense. But she's improving, as they all are. I mean, I can go down the list, and it's a group that has gotten better, and they're still getting better right now. We're not this game is probably the best game we've played, and we've played some good ones here recently. This is the best one. We got to reload and play again. They're going to play better tomorrow. There's no question about that.
Coach, you mentioned the other story, not having Chris. When did you find out, and how disappointing is it?
We found, I didn't know at the game, but that's when you coach women's basketball, unfortunately, you watch that stuff happen too much. And so I probably intuition a little bit. I was hopeful because she could move. She's really tough. So she could move on it. She's moving on it now. She could move on it at North Texas. And that's the way she is. It's like, put me back in, I'm fine. You're probably not fine. But the answer to the question is yesterday, right? Kind of right before we left, but we had talked as a team already. Even if she was okay, we weren't going to bring her back till the tournament. It was a tough fall, and it was a short turnaround this week because we bumped the games to Thursday, and I didn't want to press her anyway. So it didn't affect our game planning for this game. We kind of knew what we were going to do with Kia and that kind of stuff. but it's a blow. I mean, she's meant a lot to our program and me personally. I mean, she's a tough kid who has done a lot of big things. Trust from a coach to a player, all of that stuff. You just have it with her, and I mean, my heart goes out to her for how it just hasn't been easy this year. But as I've said a couple times, I think our team, that's it's the only people I really know. They have tackled everything they've gone through with a tremendous amount of resiliency. And her body language, she's wired. She doesn't want to talk about it. We kind of gave each other a half hug that she didn't want to give me when she heard the news and basically told me to get out of here. That's the way she deals with it. I'm a little bit wired the same way. So I didn't really know what to say, and she didn't want to hear it anyway. But then as soon as that was done, it's on to the next thing. How can I help, be a part of this? I got 2 weeks left, basically, and it's not the 2 weeks that her or I want, but I appreciate her every day.
Jumping back a little bit on Hayes, nothing easy. Really got her uncomfortable early. What did you all talk about in practice? I mean, obviously she's scoring 28 a game coming in.
Yeah, I think we kind of understood. She likes to get it to the rim, and so I think we did a nice job of loading to the balls as it went away from us. That's kind of how they get us. Is you can't really help off ball side because they shoot it considerably better than they did tonight. And they've done that all year. So tonight's a little bit of an outlier for them. And we did get some help as it went away. We probably fouled her a little bit too much, but we did make it hard at the rim. And I think, I do think that's a story about this team. We're much more we're bigger and more physical than what we've been the last couple of years. And so it's a little bit harder at the rim to get looks that you like. And we can run multiple people in there that can do that. So I do think we made it hard at the rim and made just enough plays on offense to kind of keep them pressing a little bit. And then pretty soon you look up and I'm trying to figure out if we got him yet or not. I was playing that game the whole second half,
All righty, Coach. Well, go get some ice, man.
Thanks, guys. See you.
See ya.
Hey, Jay.
Yo.
Box score, please.